Glorious goals celebrated long and loudly by Rangers supporters, scored by the German who is now an honorary Scotsman, Jörg Albertz, known to one and all as the Hammer.
I just love to score goals for Rangers and for the supporters, because even when you're on the pitch you feel they live with you the game, they're just behind you, they're so exciting and you just want to give them something back, and I think it's a nice gift that I can give them a wee bit back when I score my goals, and I want to show them that I want to do that, and that's why I kiss my jersey, because obviously Rangers is the best club for me as well in the world.
Jörg signed for Rangers in July 1996 in a quiet, close-season move from SV Hamburg, the German side he'd led to 5th place in the Bundesliga and qualification for the UEFA Cup. He was 25 years old, captain of one of Germany's most famous clubs, and on the fringes of the international squad. But when the call came from Ibrox to join the quest for 9 in a row, he had no hesitation in answering it.
I just came over here for one day to sign my contract, and I saw the stadium and I saw Cameron House where I'm going to stay the first 3 months, and I was very impressed when I walked into the stadium. It's a beautiful stadium, and you just got the feeling you want to play here. If that stadium is full, it must be a great atmosphere. And then we went upstairs, we met David Murray and we had a few discussions, and I signed my contract. I done my medical and I flew back to Germany to get organised.
Well, we were recommended, George, by a contact I have in Germany, who had said to me they had been doing extremely well, and we were looking for a forward-type midfield player, and he was recommended. I went over to watch him on a couple of occasions, and obviously was impressed by what I did see in these games, and I think that's been justified since he came over to Scotland.
Up steps the Hammer, but he doesn't hammer it. He's side-footed into the corner, and Rangers are closing in on the new Scottish Premier League trophy.
Went for precision this time and just knocked it inside the left-hand post. Fine penalty. Stuart Kerr guessing the wrong way. Good penalty from Albertz.
And how right Walter was, as the most famous left foot in Scottish football struck 47 goals in 141 appearances in his first 3 seasons, contributing hugely to Rangers' Cup and League success, culminating in the glorious treble of 1998-99. Jörg Albertz's story is an inspiring one for every young football fan, an example of what can be achieved when natural talent is combined with a fierce desire to succeed. Jörg Albertz was brought up in Mönchengladbach, a small, prosperous town in the heart of Germany. He belongs to a close-knit family who run a successful garage business, where he learned his trade as a car mechanic, working alongside big brother Dirk, while at the same time serving his football apprenticeship. The boys shared a passion for the game and dreamt of playing in the professional arena. Both started off at the local police sports club, the first rung on the Albertz ladder to stardom.
The whole family is very proud of Jörg. You know, it's not only because of the football star Jörg, it's in head meaning, it's because he's a very, very nice human, you know. He's a big guy for us all in family. He's the biggest friend we have. And so this way we are very proud of him. And then sure, we are very proud because it's only the football star from Mönchengladbach, from our family, you know. That's the way.
Well, what you see here now is a place from the police sports club in Germany, Mönchengladbach, where my career started when I was 4 years of age. Well, the thing was that I've got football shoes to Christmas from my uncle, and he was involved here. He was a coach So obviously he invited me to his club, and he coached me as well. So that is the place where everything started here. That was the reason. In the age of 4 years, I think you just kick the ball around here. But then when you're getting older, you want to win all the games, and it becomes more professional every year. So that was very good for me, and I enjoyed it. But I never lost fun at football. You know, that is the most important thing, I think. And I still got fun, and I came so far now, and I don't miss any minute. Well, I don't regret any minute, you know.
Even at that age, he played in a winning team.
We had a strong team here in Mönchengladbach. We beat Borussia Mönchengladbach very well in the cup finals we've got here in the youth teams and so. And well, all of a sudden the team split up here, and I went to Mönchengladbach the following year, and since then I played there. But as you see, it's a nice place here, and I really enjoyed it here.
Then, when he was just 8 years old, George's early promise was recognised with an invitation to join his local club, Mönchengladbach. The club boasted stars of the calibre of Lothar Matthäus and Stefan Effenberg. For the young Albertz, it was a dream come true.
Well, I always wanted to be a professional. I mean, when you go every Saturday to the games here, and you see the players here, you want to be part of it, or you dream about one day playing down there. And that was always my dream, and I worked hard for it. But as you said, there comes a stage in life you have to make decisions, and well, you obviously have to go to school as well, and you have to learn a job. But it was always a dream for me to be a professional footballer.
But after 11 years with them, the boy who'd turned into a man living his life for the club he loved was in for a shock.
Well, I was in my last year in apprenticeship as a car mechanical, and they offered me a contract here, but I had discussions with my parents, and I must say thank you today for that, that they told me, first of all, it's very important to have a job behind football, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow if you break a leg or something. So I finished my job, and I signed a contract as an amateur. And well, I finished my apprenticeship as a car mechanical and afterwards, and I thought I got my chance now, but all of a sudden they don't wanted me any longer, or I said, well, I'm not good enough to be a professional, so they offered me another contract as an amateur.
George had a decision to make. Did he accept the amateur contract or go into the family business? But just at that time, Fortuna Düsseldorf, who were in the first division, stepped in and offered him a full-time contract.
10 years, it's a long time here. You grew up, you had a lot of friends, but then again, Düsseldorf is not that far away, so I could stay at home, still with my parents, with my family. That helped me a lot as well. So I took the chance, and I went every morning half an hour to Düsseldorf, and in the afternoon again. So I think now, when I think about it now, it was a good decision and the right decision.
On his debut for the club as a substitute against Hertha Berlin, George scored one of the goals which have become his trademark.
All of a sudden the player on my position was ill overnight, so I was in the squad, and he was thinking about bringing me from the start, and then he decided to put me on the bench, which was huge for me. I was involved in a big game. That was a dream. And then in the second half he said, well, get ready, you come on now. And well, I was 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the game, and I scored a goal. We won 1-0, and I was just over the moon, you know.
George spent his 3 years at Düsseldorf accumulating the experience that would be necessary to lift him to a higher level. And inevitably, the call came from the Bundesliga, in the form of SV Hamburg. Hamburg were the sleeping giants of German football, who'd experienced the ultimate glory of winning the European Cup in 1983, but had slipped into mediocrity. At 22, Jörg Albertz was about to make his contribution to Hamburg's return to the top level. We went back to Hamburg where the stadium has been rebuilt into an impressive 50,000-seater arena for the new millennium, to rekindle the spark which ultimately led to George coming to Rangers.
Well, I played for Düsseldorf and we get relegated twice in a row, so that meant I would play amateur football. But all of a sudden Hamburg stepped in, which was a surprise for me, and I was very honored because it's a huge club in Germany, and was in the 80s anyway, with players like Kevin Keegan and Franz Beckenbauer. They won the European Cup in the 80s as well, so that was a great honor, and there was no question that I want to move.
The team of Hamburg knew that Jörg Albertz was a big talent, and maybe the biggest talent in Germany. He increased the quality of the team in Hamburg, and that's why the fans, the spectators, loved him very much very soon.
After just 2 years with the club, George became captain of Hamburg at the relatively young age of 24.
See, when your captain was 24, I was the youngest captain in the Bundesliga, and the youngest captain in this season, and the youngest captain for the club anyway. So that is a great honor for me. The coach came to me, the gaffer here, and said, well, you're the right man for that, and I want you to be captain. And that was just a dream for me. I can lead the team out on the pitch here at the age of 24.
Maybe he was the youngest captain there's ever been here in Hamburg, but the reason is that he had big qualities. He was able to lead the team. He was a person who was able to integrate everybody and to make them strong, and to be optimistic, and that's why he was a good captain.
And he led by example, launching some of his trademark left-foot rockets, in the process giving birth to the name by which he's now known to Rangers supporters the world over.
This expression was invented in Hamburg. He was our Dr. Hammer, Mr. Hammer, or Hammer Ali. Ali is the abbreviation for Albertz, and Ali sounds nice, you know the boxer, and so the spectators love to call his name, Ali, 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 and well, it was a German expression, a German invention. I'm sorry.
Jörg Ali Albertz.
And that affection for the Hammer still exists today. An instantly recognisable figure, George retains a special place in the heart of Hamburg supporters.
This is a player! Yeah! Glasgow!
The spectators were very sad because he was one of the best players here in the team of Hamburg. Everybody was sad who loved the team of Hamburg, the HSV as we call it. But I think everybody could understand him, because Glasgow Rangers have a sound in Germany, and everybody knows that you can earn a lot of money there. And I think everybody would have done the same if there would have been the chance to go there.
Well, the deal started that an agent, Dennis Roach, come to Germany, and we had the first meeting in my office. And then the next step was the European Championship in England. And I go to see a match in England with George together, and after the match we go with a private jet from the president to Glasgow, and I think it was a good idea to speak not about money. He showed him the stadium, that was fantastic for me, the town and where he can live. And then we had a nice dinner together, and after the next day we talk about money, and that's not usual in this job. And it was also the whole feeling for George, new country, new language, that was a very, very good step for him.
From Hamburg to Helensburgh, they may seem a million miles apart, but they're only different backdrops for the character who is Jörg Albertz. The bright city lights have their place, but he prefers the quieter surroundings of the seaside town, where he spends his time relaxing with his black Labrador, Luca.
You should concentrate on your football, and after you're tired, you just go home and relax, and I like it more in a quiet place. Of course, it's a wee bit further away from the stadium and so, but I think it's worth it. I stay with my girlfriend here. I've got Luca here, and I've got the scenery where I can take the dog out. I can go for nice walks here, which you can't go in Glasgow City yourself. Just nice, long on the water here, which I can do in Helensburgh, and that's what I love, you know. And if you want to have some action, you can go half an hour in Glasgow anyway. But I'm not that type of guy. I like it more quiet, but sometimes you have to go out, and I'm do that as well, of course.
It's a peaceful setting in which to relive the Hammer's contributions to the Rangers' cause.
I think to that stage when I arrived in Glasgow at Rangers, there was a lot of Scottish players involved here, and they made it so easy for me. You just were a part of the team, one guy from the team from the first day on, so they made it very easy for me to settle in here, and that was just brilliant. We had a lot of fun together.
He took to the Scottish way of life very easily. He took to the dinners that we used to go out on now and again. He took to that comfortably as well, and he just enjoyed his time there, and he loved the lads. You know, we had a good bunch of characters at the team at the time, and he was a character in his own right as well. So he fitted in really well.
Big George is absolutely fantastic. I can honestly say, out of all the foreigners that have came to, especially Rangers, probably Scotland as well, I think Big George is the one that has played with a smile on his face and really tried to take part, not only with everyone in the dressing room, but certainly the culture round about him.
No, obviously coming from another country over to here and fit into our culture must have been pretty hard for him, but he's adapted to that really well. As you say, Coistage and Auntie and myself would probably go take him for a meal and whatever, you know, and have a chat with him, and you know, it's nice to try and make the players feel welcome regardless who they are or where they come from, and just try and settle in as quickly as possible, because at the end of the day you want Rangers to do well.
But I didn't feel any pressure. All I was thinking of just play with Paul Gascoigne and Brian Laudrup. You can learn a lot and try to do your best, and that's the only way you can do it.
George made his Ibrox bow in Richard Gough's testimonial against Arsenal in August 1996. His first full competitive game for the club followed in the Champions League qualifier against the Russians, Alenia Vladikavkaz.
Nice touch by Albertz, he runs on to return from McCall. Gough's well forward here, joining the attack. In comes Gough! And Rangers get the equaliser! McInnes scores! Well, what a European debut for McInnes. What a time for him to strike. Richard Gough had come in to attack this ball.
He came in, more or less he did well straight away, because I can remember in my testimonial against Arsenal, he scored, I think it was the third goal, and the supporters loved him straight away. And there was always a buzz about George whenever he got the ball 30 yards out, and there was always a buzz went around the stadium, because they knew he could, you know, unleash a great shot, which he did on many occasions.
He scored his first goal 6 games later in the League Cup against Ayr United at Ibrox. Then another followed in the same competition against Hibs, before he notched up his first Premier League goal, also against the Easter Road side.
Goes to the crowd with that one. Well, seldom have I seen a shot hit with more power than this. Look at this. Thundering it under the wall and rising all the way. Leighton had that chance. Well, that really was a collector's item, that one. Jörg Albertz enjoyed that, his second goal for Rangers. And that has brought the crowd to life again before the end. Poor Jim Leighton.
The team lost 2-1, but George had left the Rangers supporters with a lasting memory. Two weeks prior, George had sampled the Old Firm atmosphere for the first time and made the first of his many telling contributions against Rangers' oldest and fiercest rivals.
And all the Scottish players told me about the game, and it's the biggest game here, and you have to give 100%, which I do in every game, so that is not a big difference for me. But I thought myself, well, that must be a big, big game here. So I was really looking forward to it, and as soon as you walk out the tunnel, you run into the stadium and you see the supporters and you hear them shouting, and so you know exactly what's going to happen here.
With Rangers chasing 9 in a row, the games against Celtic took on an even greater significance.
A towering header from Richard Goff and Rangers take the lead. Oh, Mike Namara, chance here for Celtic. John Hughes is there. It's off the crossbar. The Celtic players can't believe it. Gascoigne might punish them now on the counter-attack. Celtic are fit at the back. Loudrup wide for Albertz. There's Gascoigne.
The Hammer's precisely struck passes and blasted goals ripped the heart out of the Parkhead side and put George in the record books as the hardest shot in British football, timed at an incredible 79.8 miles per hour.
To be honest, I didn't see a great gap in the Celtic lineup at that stage, but I don't think you could have any more accurate a free kick than George's right into the bottom corner, and one that was much needed, and we were all pleased to see it go in. It was a fantastic strike. You know, he's a terrific passer of the ball, and once a game opens up, he then comes into his own. He's good running with the ball and can deliver a terrific pass once he's there. And he showed that on more than one occasion. But you know, I think that he's a good all-round forward-type midfield player, George. That I think sometimes forget that he can pass really well, and it's his shooting that obviously grabs the headlines.
A wonderful player, great talent. I think for the size of him, a lot of people would think, you know, just big, strong player, but nothing could be further from the truth. Technically very, very gifted. As I say, a great passer of the ball. He can see things from a forward's point of view. If you make a run, you know George will find you, and he scores more than his fair share of goals.
That was the game I scored my free kick as well, and they came back level, one each. But I've got the chance. Eric Boarnason came in as a substitute, and everybody knows how quick Eric was. So I had two chances to put him through, and I don't think I'm a selfish player, so I play the balls. And in that occasion, that was right anyway. He scored two nice goals that won us the game, which was incredible as well. Really nice memories I've got here against Celtic.
That New Year's strike against Celtic came during an impressive scoring sequence of 8 goals in 11 games for George. a vital contribution to 9 in a row. But when the moment arrived for Rangers to finally reach that historic landmark, George was left out of the team that took to the field at Tannadice to clinch the title against Dundee United. For Walter Smith, it was one of the most difficult moments of his managerial career, but a decision George took with good grace.
In the away matches, I just felt that in that one in particular, that we just needed, you know, a little bit more graft, and that left Brian Laudrup and Paul Gascoigne to do, you know, most of the creative part of it. So it was a difficult decision because I felt that George's contribution there had been as big as anybody's there. But it was a decision that we had to make, and it was accepted by him, I've got to say. And that is one thing about him, as long as you had a reasonable explanation for it, he always accepted, you know, if you were leaving him out, which in my case wasn't very often.
My performance at the home game against Motherwell wasn't that good. So Walter decided to give Charlie Miller a chance in the last game, which was very disappointed for me. But as I said, that football as well, he has to make decisions, and for him that was the best team at that day, and success gives them always right. And Charlie Miller made a beautiful cross against Dundee United, and Brian Laudrup was there with a header, unusual for him as well, and that won us the championship. So after that I was 5 minutes a wee bit disappointed, but after that was a celebration. So I was part of the team as well, because I played the whole season, I played most games that season for Rangers. So I knew I'd done a wee bit as well to get the championship, and that makes me proud.
Chairman David Murray, accompanied by Lord McFarlane, the President of United Distillers, the sponsors of the league. So 9 confirmed, 10 the target. And one should not underestimate the part played by David Murray. He's given Rangers so much of its financial muscle to win these honours. And one of Celtic's proud boasts over Rangers is no longer viable. The 9 glorious years of championship success under Jock Stein that they enjoyed has been equalled by Ibrox teams under first Graham Souness and since 1991, Walter Smith.
The following season began full of optimism for the club as they began their chase for a record-breaking 10th title. Hearts were the opposition on the opening day, and they were dispatched 3-1.
He's got European goals already for his new club, but here he is on his Scottish League debut, and that was simply superb.
Marco Negri takes the ball down, looks for options.
The Champions League beckoned once again, and George opened his European account in the first qualifying round 6-0 win at Ibrox against Goto from the Faroes.
Cross comes over, great header by Ali McCoy.
An 11-0 aggregate win saw Rangers through to meet Gothenburg. However, a poor performance in Sweden effectively put paid to any chance of further progress in the competition. Albertz scored against Strasbourg in the UEFA Cup, but once again the team failed over the 2 legs.
The referee takes him back 10 yards. He may be advised to go back a few yards more. Albertz blasts it. It's a goal. straight through the wall, straight underneath the goalkeeper, and Jörg Albertz makes it 4-0 to Rangers with a terrific free kick from 20 yards out. That's his speciality.
So the pursuit of the championship became the principal target. George was a vital force on the left side of midfield, scoring important goals at crucial times. Around him were a number of players whose careers at Ibrox were drawing to a close. Walter Smith too announced that he was to leave at the end of the season. However, as long as the dream of 10 in a row was alive, George had his sights firmly fixed on beating as many of the Premier League keepers as he could, with spectacular
try
success.
one here, it's a good one! This is incredible stuff! It's Jörg Albertz, the perfect answer. 2 minutes later, 52 minutes gone here at Easter Road, and Jörg Albertz, his 4th goal of the season. He got 4 in the 5 games against Hibs last year. He strikes again with awesome power here.
During the first half, I went up for a header and I twisted my ankle a wee bit. So I went out on the sideline and I got it taped. And I thought maybe you need to get substituted here, but I wanted to play the game because it was a crucial time for us as well.
Albertz is going to try one here. It's a magnificent goal. He's done it again. Jörg Albertz. Well, he did it the last time he was here. He's done it again. What a remarkable scoring record this man has against the Guardian.
That was a nice memory again for me. It was a crossover from the right hand side. I've got it. I had one touch and it was quite a distance and I scored from there. So that was a nice memory as well.
And Hibs' capital neighbours' Hearts, in particular, their keeper, Gilles Rousset, were on the receiving end of the Hammer's strikes on several occasions.
Championship charges, provides vital goals. Here's Albertz trying one now. That is a superb strike. And that certainly ties it all up now. Hearts 1, Rangers 4. 79 minutes and Rangers have the 3 points and Rangers go top of the league again.
Two against 3 here. The final ball's got to be important. And it comes to Albertz for the shot. That's it! Wonderful move by Rangers. Created from deep. Wonderful interception by Cleland. And a typical German finish.
He's very, very powerful. He scored a lot of goals against me. So he's a very good player. Left foot is absolutely unbelievable. He can so powerful, and if he's on target, you have practically no chance. Penalty kicks, I stopped 2 of them and 2 with my feet. So, but he nearly broke ankles twice, so he's dangerous, man, very dangerous.
Watching one of these games against Hearts in February was the man destined to take over from Walter Smith. George was to play an important part in Dick Advocaat's incredible first season at Ibrox. At that stage in the season, the quest for 10 in a row was still very much on. Celtic may have been setting the pace, but when it came to the crunch, Rangers upped the pressure on their great rivals with 2 spectacular victories in the Cup and League in the space of just 1 week. These are the games that George will never forget.
We knew we have to beat Celtic twice to go in the final of the Cup and to go through to have a chance in the Championship as well. So we went there up for the semi-final, and as I said, we had a good preparation for it, and I think we played a brilliant game over there. It was a little bit snow on that night as well, I think, and obviously I scored another goal and I set one up. The first one was to Ellie McCoist. It was a beautiful header from him.
Already once with a driven shot. This one's McCoist! Well, it is. McCoist has scored. 1-0 to Rangers, and it's the old stager who's done it again for Walter Smith. How often has this man been the scourge of Celtic? Ali McCoy scores his 27th goal in an Old Firm derby. It's just the breakthrough that Rangers needed.
Yeah, absolutely. There's wonderful striking from McCoy, and a wonderful cross by Albertz was met by the header. And although this has not been one of Ali's best games, he showed that he's in there on merit and he's in there to score goals.
Celtic's hopes of a treble on the brink of foundering at the moment.
Yeah, I think we've got to say though that but for Gorham, Celtic would have had a 2 or maybe even a 3-goal lead at half-time, but Rangers thoroughly deserve to get a goal in the second half.
And this is a great break again from Albertz. Laudrup to his right, McCoist's gone through the middle. He's not going to need any of them. He's going to go all the way.
A magnificent goal from Albertz.
What a splendid finish to a superb run from Albertz. And Rangers now surely in the final to give Walter Smith a great sign-off as their manager.
Took the ball from the halfway line on the left-hand side. It was quite unusual. I ran over to the right-hand side because I saw that there was a lot of space and nobody come towards me, so I thought just keep going and I come further to the goal. So I went back in on the left side again to put the ball on my left foot, and I passed another player, and another player came out and tried to tackle me, and I just made a dummy or protected that I should. So he just jumped in the emptiness there. And then all of a sudden, Jonathan Gold was in front of me. I just put the ball beside him, and it was a very nice goal. And quite funny, the next game at home against Celtic as well, with Jonas Stern scored a beautiful goal, a volley. It was 1-0 up, and we needed another goal to get in front of Celtic again because of the goal difference. And I scored quite a similar goal, which I thought was very funny and very nice for me. So I took the ball on the halfway line again, and I went basically through the same stages, and I scored another nice goal.
Albertz. With the power that he showed when he scored last Sunday. Can he go all the way again? Absolutely phenomenal for Rangers. Walter Smith raises the arms in triumph. So does the scorer.
Well, it was just inside his half this time. A little bit less he's had to come, but first he muscles someone out the way. Then he goes to the left. I have to say, as a defender, you've got to question him, allowing him across there on his left. You know he wants to go left.
That afternoon, it had all seemed possible, but the dream of 10 in a row died with defeats by Aberdeen and, in the second last game of the season, by Kilmarnock at Ibrox. Rangers went into their final match at Tannadice knowing that they had to win, but at the same time aware that if Celtic won on the same day, the championship would be theirs. Once again, Jörg Albertz played for the jersey, scoring one of the 2 goals, but it wasn't enough. To add to his disappointment, he was sent off, putting him out of the cup final against Hearts the following Saturday.
More than anything else, George felt a responsibility, the fact that he wasn't one of those players who had served the club for an awful lot of years, and he wanted to try and make a mark of his own in terms of getting there. And I thought he had a terrific season, despite, you know, a lot of the disappointments that we had there.
And for me, he was a big occasion player as well, and it was a terrible shame for him. I can remember of that. It was my last game for the club against Hearts, which was a lot of the players' last game for the club, and he was suspended. He got sent off at Dundee United the week before, which was a bad blow, and I think that went a long way to us not winning the Scottish Cup that year.
You see the team get beaten in a cup as well, so we didn't achieve anything in the 10-in-a-row season. That was not even a disappointment just for the team, for the club, even for the supporters as well. But life goes on, and there's always a new season and a new game and the next game, so you have to live with it.
Season 97-98 was a disappointment for everyone connected with Rangers. The dawn of the Advocaat era was to redress the situation in spectacular fashion. For the 6th time in Rangers history, the treble was achieved, and Jörg Albertz made his own very special contribution.
He's on a run just now.
In all, he scored 19 goals, 15 in domestic competition and 4 in Europe. His season started impressively with a double against Shelbourne in the opening game, 1 against Motherwell in the league, 2 against Alloa in the League Cup, and another away from home at Kilmarnock in the league. It was just the start George wanted. He was playing a major role in the new side that Dick Advocaat was building.
We had obviously a new team there, and the gaffer had to build from these new players a team to fit them in with the old players. And also he's an excellent coach, and he knew what he's going to do there. And as I said, success always gives somebody right, and you can't be more successful than Dick Advocaat was.
The first leg of the treble was won against St Johnstone in the League Cup final. In a dress rehearsal for the final, Rangers had demolished the Perth side 7-0 on their own ground, George contributing 2 on the night. And just to rub it in, he proceeded to score the winner against Saints in the final at Celtic Park exactly 3 weeks later.
He'll go for the run for Kanchelskis. The Russian is away. He can cut it back. Can he? Ibrox! Bolin not letting him settle at all. But that's not the kind of ball you play to Kanchelskis anyway. You've got to put it beyond the fullback.
No, true, but still Gary Bolin not
Well, that's a beautiful move as Albertz comes in. Oh, yes! That, an immaculate way to eradicate any criticism. You might have justifiably gone for slag play up to then. And a great piece of combined play as Rangers go 2-1 up.
Well, it's a great dummy initially, and Guivars just lays it into Albertz. At times it looks as though he just does enough, and you know he can give you more. And when he does things like this, you know he is a class player. Great dummy, beautiful 1-2 with Guivars laid in perfectly for him. Defenders can't get there in time, and Alan Men can't stop it.
Well, we are playing football to get trophies, and any final you play and you score a winning goal, that makes you feel proud and makes you feel happy. And I was quite happy that day because I scored the winner there. And it was a tough game against St Johnstone, and we had them before that as well. We beat them a few times, but we knew they knew us as well. So they made it a very difficult time for us. But at least I scored the winner, and we won the first trophy this season in that year. So that was a nice start for us.
That win was sandwiched between the two crucial UEFA Cup ties against Parma. A 1-1 draw at Ibrox in the first leg had set up a tense return. The game started well for Rangers, and midway through the first half, the Italians were stunned by a moment of Albertz magic.
E c'è il gol di Albertz che ha castigato il Parma e Sensini per questa leggerezza. Al 28esimo del primo tempo, Rangers in vantaggio, e adesso qui il discorso si fa davvero complicato per il Parma.
I think the defender came towards me and I took him on, and he passed the ball and I could caught the ball, so I just went past him and he was chasing me, and I was quite wide in front of the goal, but I thought he might be quicker than me, so he's gonna catch me up here. So I took a decision and I shot on goal, and it went past the keeper into the net, and that brought us 1-0 up. And I thought, well, we've got another chance here to go through the next round.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, as the Italians scored 3 in the second half. However, Rangers had shown once again that they could compete against the very best in Europe. The emphasis now was on the League and Scottish Cup and the bid for the domestic treble, and George made his now customary contributions to both. Firstly, as Rangers crushed Aberdeen 4-2 at Pittodrie at the end of January. Then Hamilton Accies suffered a 6-0 St Valentine's night thrashing in the Cup, before George's goal-scoring exploits hit a peak with a stunning hat-trick against Dundee at Ibrox, his first for the club.
2-0 to Rangers.
Yeah, he doesn't miss many of them. That's a perfect penalty. John Hillcoat guessing, and guessing wrongly, and Rangers an easy street now.
So it's Jörg Albertz. Vidmar. Albertz did well to skip away from Gavin Strachan onto the left foot. battling for possession. McCann and Adamchuk. Neil McCann comes away with the ball. Jörg Albertz appearing alongside him. It's in for Albertz, a chance for the hat-trick!
In all, George scored 19 goals in his third season in every competition in which the club he loves competed.
Prepare yourself for Britain's biggest club match at Britain's biggest club ground. The lucky 60,000 inside Celtic Park at their loudest and proudest. Listen to the noise, feel the tension and experience the passion of Old Firm Derby Day. It's Celtic against Rangers.
The stage was Celtic Park, as Rangers set out to clinch the league championship at the ground of their oldest rivals for the first time in the club's history.
Tony Vidmar missed last week's game against Aberdeen with a leg injury. Van Bronckhorst slides it through here to Rod Wallace, and it's in from McCann, and Rangers have the lead. And are they edging towards the title? Neil McCann is buried underneath his celebrating teammates.
Yeah, it all came from a good early ball from Jörg Albertz. Rod Wallace wanted it in behind and got it, and nobody picked up Neil McCann at the front post. And although he's stretching, it's well controlled. All he's trying to do is get it on target, and nobody picked up McCann's run to the front post there. A well-worked move by Rangers, and a good finish from Neil McCann.
Already one up through a superb Neil McCann goal, Rangers were awarded a penalty. As ever, George took the responsibility on his shoulders and coolly slotted the ball home.
I'm not quite nervous in these kind of moments. I just take the ball and I score. If I miss, well, it's a 50-50 chance anyway. So a lot of big names in football missed penalties, and that is not the biggest deal in the world. Life goes after that on as well. But I knew I'm going to score there, and I quite like the pressure on me. So I usually score when the pressure is on me.
Up steps the hammer, but he doesn't hammer it. He's side-footed into the corner, and Rangers are closing in on the new Scottish Premier League trophy.
Yeah, the perfect penalty there from Jörg Albertz. Went for precision this time and just knocked it inside the left-hand post. Fine penalty. Stuart Kerr guessing the wrong way.
Rangers on course to complete a century. A century of league victories over Celtic in this famous fixture, which goes back over 100 years. Neil McCann. McCann is through here. He's past the keeper, and Neil McCann has clinched the championship for Rangers. It's 3-0. It's the magnificent McCann.
Yeah, his pace really has destroyed Celtic at times tonight. And I think it's Scott Marshall who was caught on the wrong side of him here. The ball's played through. Scott Marshall tries to win it, caught on the wrong side. McCann's quick enough to knock it past Kerr and roll the ball into the net. Still a fair bit of work for him to do here as Stuart Kerr came out to close him down, and he handled it beautifully. Celtic just caught short here at the back. Scott Marshall gambled, tried to win it in front of Neil McCann, was caught, and McCann did well.
Delight for Dick.
That day was a special day in my life, in my football career as well, because to do that as a foreign player here in Scotland and to do it the first time for Rangers is a very nice feeling. So that always got to be remembered here as well. And my name is in it, that's nice.
Rangers are champions of Scotland. They've reclaimed the title from Celtic, and just to rub it in, their crowning moment comes on the ground of their fierce rivals. Rangers' 100th league victory over Celtic has made them champions for the 48th time. Last season they missed out on the honours. It was their first trophyless campaign for 12 years. They responded by spending well over £30 million on a new team. A multinational, multi-talented, multi-million-pound side. In 1967, Celtic clinched the title with a draw at Ibrox. 32 years on, Rangers have won it at Celtic Park, and right now their fans probably feel that it was worth the wait.
The season was to have one final flourish. Just 27 days after the league triumph, the two sides faced one another again in the first Scottish Cup final at the new Hampden Park. The history books now show that Rangers clinched the treble with a Rod Wallace goal early in the second half.
Mialby. In step D'Amato for Rangers. And Bronkhorst. Vidmar. It went away from Wallace, but it comes back to him! And Rangers are in front in the Scottish Cup final! And it's Rod Wallace!
Well, who else? The man who really has lit up Rangers' season since he came north of the border. And it's played in behind Wallace there. It eventually breaks to him, sits up perfectly. Jonathan Gould exposed and left with absolutely no chance. Just sits up beautifully for him, and he was never going to miss from this range.
It's all over! Last season they were left with nothing. This season they have everything. It's a tremendous treble for Dick Advocaat's new look Rangers team, and it really doesn't get much better than this. Rod Wallace, the match winner. At the start of the month they clinched the title at Celtic Park. At the end of the month, they've seen off their oh-so-fierce rivals again to claim the Scottish Cup. For Rangers, the 97-98 season wasn't too great, but 98-99 has been just fine.
Beautiful stadium, which was the first time for me that I saw Hampden, and I thought it was just spectacular. And it was nice to win off the park as a winning team again, to got the treble. And I think it's very nice that is in the history as well, and my name is going to be there as well again. So I'm quite happy with that season.
While Rangers and their supporters partied the weekend away, George was en route for his final game of the season, playing for a World 11 in Jean-Pierre Papin's testimonial match in Paris. And the Hammer took the opportunity to impress a star-studded gathering with one of the best goals seen in Europe all season. And the goals are still coming in season 99-2000.
Ball's well tackled that time. Just keeps the ball in play. Michael Moll's going in. Here's Moles. Turns away. Tries to get it through, and that's a gentleman with a glorious strike. All the spade work done again by Moles, and just a fraction of a little break there to Albertz to slot it home. And I think this puts the game beyond any possible dispute. Now here's his opportunity that crept up after Moles had disorientated that defence again. And he kept it down low. That was the main advantage here for Albertz. Didn't have much time to think as it was struck back towards him, clean as a whistle.
Scotland, and Ibrox in particular, is where Jörg Albertz's heart lies, and he has a special place in the heart of every Rangers fan. To those who know him, he's not just a great entertainer on the pitch, but a great character off it as well.
He loves it at Rangers. He loves being in Scotland. He actually holidayed the first year that he was there. He stayed and taken parts of Scotland that he maybe didn't see in his footballing travels. And he loves the country, and he's even developed a bit of Scottish accent in between.
I would say he's a good character, you know, and great desire and hunger about him to win things here, and he just loves being here. He's been brilliant for Rangers, you know. There's a lot of foreign players came here and gone, but he's one that's, I think he's been here now for maybe 4 or 5 years, and he loves the place. You know, he has taken the club to his heart, and I think the fans have been magnificent to him as well, and he realises that as well, and he tries to give them his all every week.
I would say Big George, it's been a pleasure having him, as I say, in this country. Wonderful player, and more importantly, a gentleman.
I think he's a great lad. I think he's a terrific fella. He's one of the nicest people that you'll meet. He has strong opinions to go along with that, that make him what he is. I think he's an extremely good player, and I'm just delighted that I was partly responsible for bringing him to Rangers.
And I must say I'm very proud to be part of Rangers Football Club, and I just love the supporters here, and I try to do everything to give them back what they give me on match days as well. That's why I'm kissing my shirt and try to score as many goals for them that I can do. And it's beautiful to be part of the history the club made here with a treble win and other histories we made here, or cups we won. And I'm just happy to be part of the team now as well.
I'm once again asking every true Rangers fan, don't let us down. Buy our new home kit from Rangers Direct. I promise that every penny of profit will be spent reinvesting in our squad. Support your club, buy direct now.
He gets it back again. He's got a trench. In against Albertz. Trying diagonal, and he does. Moles just getting away, still in play, still Michael Moles. Still there, and he can't get a shot in. Here's Albertz, he's done it! Albertz has scored for Rangers! 84 minutes gone and Rangers are in the lead as a big fellow who came on as a substitute turns that little knot of Rangers supporters into ecstasy, and here's a man remaining remarkably stoic, but brilliant play by Moles again, Alan.
Absolutely superb. You can see here, I mean, he's all over him there. He manages to get away, direct play, good overstep in, tries the shot eventually. It comes off the defender, comes to the big man, and I can't give this guy enough praises. I think his attitude tonight is...
When Michael came in, I think he tried to have a shot on goals, and it was a block, and it was high in the air. And I was just, it came to me in my pass where I was running, and I took the chance and I took it volley in the back of the net. So that was a very nice feeling for me, especially my parents were in the stadium as well. My whole family was there, so it was very nice for me.
Touch forward by Van Bronckhorst, that's a bit of ball. Albertz coming forward. Penalty kick. So, Jörg Albertz. That's it. Rangers equalise.
Jörg Albertz might well be the striker here. Here he comes.
That is sensational.
Not only could Nick Colgan not save it, he couldn't get near it. One of the strikes of the season from Albertz.
Bit of hesitation, and that's it! Oh! Beautifully struck by Albertz. It had to be beautifully judged, and it was. And that certainly relieves the pressure for Rangers.
Left by Wallace for Albertz. Motherwell won't be happy with the room and the time they afforded here to Albertz, but you certainly can't criticise the finish And that's his 12th goal of the season. Giovanni van Bronckhorst with a real swirling corner, and Kanchelskis knocked it across, and it's in from Albertz. What a start for Rangers, and they have got it in for Celtic again.
Van Bronckhorst is very, very deep. No one picking up at the back post at all. Kanchelskis heads it back across goal, and Albertz has the simplest of tasks, and that's a shocking defensive goal for Celtic to lose with so many players goal side of the ball.
Now Van Bronckhorst. Oh, Van Bronckhorst has put Neil McCann in. Is this going to finish it? Albertz! It's a romp for Rangers.
Well, I just like to play against Celtic. I think they're the biggest games in the Scottish League, and you're always looking forward to them. But you need to play against the other teams as well. They are very important wins if you win against them. But of course, against Celtic, you know the supporters want you to do a wee bit more, and you know how they feel. And I think every player on the park tries to do a wee bit more. This season we've done very well against Celtic, I think, and that shows that we've done a good job this season.
Touch from Reina. Kanchelskis with the chance to create for Albertz. Brilliant goal. Five-star build-up and a blistering finish from Jörg Albertz for his 16th goal of the season. Wilson, Ferguson. That touch from Reina was crucial. Then it was Kanchelskis who squared it, and Albertz with the unstoppable shot. It's Jörg Albertz. It's 4-2. Reina to Albertz. 3 up ahead of him. He didn't need anyone else than Jörg Albertz. His second, and Rangers 5th.
Now Rosenthal, the familiar socks at half-mast, and away he goes with a lovely pass. Now Jörg Albertz, the keeper's way out, it's in the back of the net. What was Gordon Marshall thinking about there? Captain's role, a late run once again, the undoing of Kilmarnock from the midfield provided by Jörg Albertz. Marshall playing the last man and the sweeper, caught out. Albertz with the easiest of opportunities. And it's Rangers leading by 2-0. And Albertz gets goal number 19 of the season.
Kanchelskis. Reina. Albertz! Oh yes! Did it go over the line? It has done now! Rod Wallace is claiming it. Albertz, my fancy claiming it. It's 4-0.
Well, we'll have to see the pictures again, to see whose goal this is. The standoff Albertz, wonderful shot there. Yeah, it's over the line. It's Jörg Albertz' goal. Billy Dawson and Rod Wallace desperately trying to get on the end of it, trying to claim it. Superb strike from Jörg Albertz. It's a yard over the line. But again, look at the anxiety of Dodds and Wallace to follow up. Super strike by Jörg Albertz. And it is a total collapse now, I'm afraid.
It's number 20 of a sensational season for the popular German, Jörg Albertz.
I mean, it's outstanding. I think the whole crowd was delighted that we have so many points in front of Celtic, and that we have 4 or 5 games before the end of the league. We are the champions, and it's a great achievement for the club, for the supporters, and for the team. So we were all delighted and we had a great party here.
Hoping the wall does its job, because coming at him is a missile from this man. Albertz curling it. Oh, that is absolutely sensational! Jörg Albertz, just when you think he's going to hit a rocket, he delivers a little bit of craft and curl. Here's Albertz, the drive is in. Oh, what a magnificent goal! Jörg Albertz, a special. Well, the wall didn't need to worry about anything hitting it, because the ball was in the back of the net before they really got themselves into any kind of order.
First goal, always vital in a game such as this. Can Albertz do it for Rangers? Well, there's no doubt about that one. He wasn't going to place it, he wasn't going to miss it. Into the corner, and Rangers 1 up.
Here's Billy Dodds, he's through. Here's Albertz, yes! That does it. You could see it coming as a big German decided right at the end to come up on it and take the net away. Flo, Wallace, Albertz! Oh, that's a superb strike. So typical of the big German.
The Hearts goalkeeper is well aware of the skills of Jörg Albertz from the set piece now. Is this the cross or the shot? It's a delicate chip in there. Oh, it's in the back of the net! Jörg Albertz, well, he looks rather bemused. We were expecting a powerful drive in there, and he just chipped it towards the post. There's a break on here. It's 1-on-1 again. Flo against Severin. Hearts trying to get a man back. There's a man over for Rangers. It's Jörg Albertz. Is this number 3? It is! 3-1 Rangers. Jörg Albertz. There is absolutely no doubt about it. He's the man of the match. He's dictated everything in this game.
But Jörg Albertz does the business for Rangers. 13 minutes gone. Rangers have the lead.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I deserve to be up here, but it was a nice memory for me, and it's nice to be home again.
George, you said home, you're a German. You mean home?
I mean home, yeah.